Hey everybody, welcome to our first episode of Creeping Through the Word. It's where we're going to take an in-depth look at a topic out of the Bible. Today we're going to talk about two different mindsets that you're going to run across when reading through some of the miracles that Jesus performed. The first we're going to look at is going to be the resurrection of Lazarus, coming to you out of John chapter 11. It says, "Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and Martha. The Mary whose brother Lazarus now lay sick was the same one who poured perfume on the feet of Jesus. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, 'Lord, the one you love is sick.' On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed at home. 'Lord,' Martha said to Jesus, 'if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask.' Jesus said to her, 'Your brother will rise again.' Martha answered, 'I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day.'" Now in this particular passage, we can see that Jesus was not where Lazarus was sick at. The sisters, instead of coming to see Jesus, they sent somebody else to talk to the Lord for them, to come and reach out. They didn't actively pursue Jesus themselves. I think that makes a big difference in the way we live our lives now and how we pursue Jesus. Are we letting somebody else do it for us, or are we actively chasing after him? Now I'm going to look at another one, Mark chapter 5, and we're going to see a contrast right here in just a different approach. "And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, because she thought, 'If I just touch his clothes, I will be healed.' Immediately, her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering." You know, the big difference here is this woman had suffered for 12 years. She had been to doctors. She had put effort into getting herself squared away. We may all be going through something that it just seems like no matter how much money we throw at it, no matter how much time we think about it, how much effort we put in to taking care of this issue, it just can't get fixed. But when this woman heard that Jesus was there, you'll notice she didn't send somebody else to pray for her. She didn't ask somebody else, "Hey, when you're at church, talk to your pastor about me." She didn't even ask Jesus to heal her. She went and she found the source, and she just touched him. She just reached out and said, "Lord, please." In her head, she's saying, "If I can just touch you, I know." And that's what she did. She just touched him. It didn't say that Jesus turned around and healed her. It didn't say anything regarding before her bleeding stopped that Jesus even mentioned her. It just stopped. And she could tell in her body that what she had been dealing with for 12 years was just fixed. And you go back and you look at the sisters, and it took Jesus 4 days to get back and to resurrect Lazarus. And I know there's a reason behind that there was more to it, and Jesus even told his disciples that he's going to resurrect them, or he's going to wake up for the glory of God, basically. But it was 4 days. Whereas this woman, after 12 years of suffering, just went up and touched Jesus. And without any interaction from him, she was healed. It even says after that, once Jesus realized power had gone out from him, he turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" He could tell that this woman had that desire, and that because of that desire, she was healed. I just want you to think about that. When you're out and you're going through something in life, you know, are we going to sit back and are we going to wait on somebody else to make a difference for us? Or are we going to get out and go find Jesus on our own and just ask for him? You know, let's just go get him ourselves. Let's just go find Jesus. I do appreciate you watching this video today, and I hope you learned